Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to Crusader Field today on this warm but windy Tuesday afternoon here in Irving, Texas. I'm Kevin McGurk, and thank you so much for joining us today. We're finally back here at UD after a mini hiatus this weekend after the torrential rain we had towards the middle end of last week forced us to have to vacate to other field arrangements. The games this past weekend against Nebraska Wesleyan. First game in that series last Friday night was played up in Melissa, Texas at the Z-Plex. Melissa about an hour away from right here at the University of Dallas. And then Saturday's doubleheader was played up Highway 114 at Grapevine Faith High School. But we are back here now at our home field for today, at least. Possible we could have a repeat of this past weekend, this coming weekend against Centenary, as the weather forecast is showing a lot of potential thunderstorms coming into this weekend, so we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Will Crusader Field get flooded again and we'll have to play elsewhere, or will we be lucky enough to actually get those games in this weekend? But time will only tell. We'll have to wait till later in the week and see what the potential thunderstorms do. Anyway, the opponents today for the Crusaders are the visiting Cowboys of Hardin-Simmons University. And as we get ready for this one, we'll take a look at our two teams, how they got to this point in the season. And for the Cowboys, they come into today's game with a record of 6-9, 5-2 on the road though, as they started the year with a win against Texas Lutheran before losing to Concordia, and then the game after that they lost to Texas Lutheran. Then a losing streak for the Cowboys, or I should say a continued losing streak after the second game against Concordia got canceled. Losing the next 7 in a row with a 3-game series loss against Belhaven, 3 games against UT Dallas, and then one game against University of the Ozarks before they bounced back to win 2 against University of the Ozarks. Then a series sweep this last weekend against St. Thomas University. And that's the Cowboys season up to this point as they play this Tuesday afternoon game here in Irving. And on the other side for the Crusaders, well, they've had one of the best runs they've had in 20 years. Starting the season with a win against Sul Ross State University before having those next 2 games of the series get canceled because of thunderstorms. Then a bottom of the 9th inning loss against Howard Payne University immediately after that, which was then followed by an 11-game winning streak, the best that they've had since they won 10 games in a row in 2004. Winning the last 2 games against Howard Payne of that series, both by shutout, beating Lyon College by shutout in the following game, and then continuing to sweep that series. Then winning a single game right here against McMurray on February 27th, before sweeping Randall College in a game that featured a 9-run comeback that started in the 5th inning, down 9-0 after 4. Dallas rallied back and was capped off by A bottom of the 8th inning, 3-run shot over the left field wall by Caleb Homan. Then this last weekend, winning the first game up in Melissa at the Z-Plex against Nebraska Wesleyan, and winning the first game at Grapevine Faith High School, 11-1 on a, what was technically a walk-off, game-winning walk-off triple by Jake Amoroso, walk-off double, as that made it a 10-run game and in the bottom of the 7th and ended the game by run rule before finally losing an extra inning 6-3 to Nebraska Wesleyan, and thus ending the 11-game losing streak. And that is how the Crusaders have gotten here today. They are 7-1 at home this season, although they are 5-0 at Crusader Field this year, since 3 of those games were played at third-party sites because of the weather. So currently, Dallas is actually unbeaten this year right here. Well, meeting at the plate still going on as we take a look at our starting lineups today. So for the visiting Cowboys, starting at shortstop, leading off at shortstop, number 1, Luke Kirkbride. Balin Vaughn in left field, number 16 will bat second. In the 3 spot, number 31, Jacob Hollingsworth will play third base. The designated hitter cleaning up is number 14, Kyler Reed. Catching, number 19, Jet Forrest will bat fifth. Gannon Azios, number 11, will bat sixth and play second base. Sam Bukowski, number 25, will bat seventh and play first. In right field, Carson Leatherwood, number 18, will bat eighth. And to round out the bottom of the order, number 5, Nick Ellington, will play center field. And for the Crusaders today, leading off, playing designated hitter, number 30, David Laranjo. In center field, number 9, Paxton Huff will bat second. Batting third will be the shortstop, number 1, Jake Amoroso. Cleaning up, number 10, Caleb Homan. He'll play first base. Simon Turner, number 5, will be in right field and bat fifth. Fernando Davila will bat sixth, number 8, and play third base. Behind the dish is Nate Curtis, number 31, and he'll bat seventh. Batting eighth, number 37, second baseman Reed Morales. And at the bottom of the order, Walker Brooks in left field, number 29. Well, the meeting at the plate is over. Teams making their way out onto the field for the national anthem, so we will take a pause as we honor America here in Irving, Texas. First pitch coming up right after this. Dr. Paulie Ehrlich is across the way over at the softball field running softball all by himself. So yeah, short-staffed here, so bound to be a few glitches. But finally able to get everything sorted out as we are proceeding on our way. As the starting pitcher today for the Crusaders is going to be Dominic Gill. Gill, whose spot in the rotation seems to have been usurped by Marcelo Carrillo, who has pitched fantastically. I think there's a reason why Marcelo is in the starting role now. He has become quite a good starting pitcher. Last year he was a really good relief pitcher, but he has been elevated to a starter, which has displaced Dominic as the number 3 pitcher in the Crusader rotation. And so this year, Dominic has only made 2 appearances in the season, pitched a grand total of 1/10 of an inning, allowing a hit, 2 runs, both of them earned, a walk, and no strikeouts. But if we take a look at his numbers from last year, last year Dom had a pretty good season, or at least a pretty good season to start anyway. Last year he had 12 appearances, 11 of them were starts, 4-6 record with 1 complete game, 57 2/3 of an inning, 64 hits allowed, 43 runs, 43 runs allowed, 34 of them earned, 14 walks and 15 strikeouts with an ERA of 5.31. So that is skied, foul, and out of play. Now his final numbers for last season are not ideal. There were games last year where he was lights out. I remember I think it was his first game of the season here last year, pitches a ball high 2-1. I think it was his first game in conference last year, pitched against Southwestern, and came out of the game after pitching 6 no-hit innings against the Pirates. That pitch is a strike. So when Dominic is on, he's as good as it gets, but there are also times where he can get hammered. Now, Kirkbride at the plate has a full count and takes ball 4. Well, that will bring up Balin Vaughn. Vaughn this year batting .327, 16 hits and 49 at bats, 12 runs scored, 1 home run, 6 RBIs, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts as he takes ball 1. So Gill, not terribly sharp to start this one out. Already has walked a batter and is behind 1-0 on Vaughn. Windy day here in Irving. As it is pretty warm out, pitches ball 2. Current temperature 78 degrees with some steady wind coming out of the south-southwest. And the 2-0. Foul tipped into the glove of Curtis, count 2-1. throw over, and Kirkbride gets back safely. Although he was frozen there for a moment. Looked like he wasn't quite expecting Gill to make that throw, and he was slow getting back. Almost got picked off, but just was able to make it back in time. That time he's back much more quickly. And the 2-1, runner goes, popped up to the right side. Caleb Holman is under it. Holman makes the catch, a step in foul territory for the out, and there's one away. The defensive alignment for the Crusaders in this game, as you just saw, Caleb Holman make that catch. He's playing first base. Reed Morales at second, Jake Amoroso is the shortstop, and Fernando Davila is at third. From left field to right, also Brooks, Huff, and Turner. Dominic Gill on the mound, and Nate Curtis behind the plate catching. As the batter is Jacob Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth this year batting .436, playing in 11 games, starting 10 of them. Pitch is ball 1. 17 hits and 39 at-bats. 9 runs scored, no homers, 8 RBIs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts for Hollingsworth. With a runner on first, he lines that one into shallow left center field. As Kirkbride will dig in for third, he will get there easily, as that misses the cutoff man. But Davila scoops it up. Well, first hit of the game puts runners on the corners with 1 out. And that will bring up Kyler Reed, who this season is batting .326, starting in 14 of 15 games this year, 19 hits and 58 at-bats, 8 runs scored, no homers, 3 RBIs. Pitches a ball. 3 walks and 6 strikeouts for Reed. Left-handed batter with a big hole to the right side, as Holman is holding on Hollingsworth at first. That is flared to center. Huff makes the catch. Huff gets it in quickly, but the run will score from third. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Kyler Reed, and the Cowboys take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. Now 2 outs now, as that will bring up Jet Forrest. Forrest batting .342 this season, starting in 12 of 13 games. 13 hits and 38 at-bats, as that's fouled off. 11 runs scored, 1 home run, 12 RBIs, 8 walks, and 9 strikeouts for Forrest. Gill, a look over to first. Pitch is in the dirt for a ball, 1-1. Hollingsworth, an unlikely runner to steal, but swing and a miss, strike 2, 1-2. But he is 2 for 2 this season in stolen bases. Although it does not look like, particularly based off of the stats that I'm looking at, that the Cowboys are a big base stealing team. Very few runners, and as I say that, he goes, and he's gonna get there safely, so now 3 for 3. So Hollingsworth now 3 for 3 this season. The count is now 2-2. But as I was saying, the Cowboys really not a big base stealing team, as that's swing and a miss, strike 3. I'll finish that thought in the next inning. So in the top of the first inning, a run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We played a half inning here at Crusader Field. Dallas coming to bat right after the short pause in the action. Jace Martinez will be the starting pitcher for the Cowboys. As this season, Martinez making his 2nd start, 5th total appearance. He's 1-1 this year with a 4.35 ERA. Pitching 10 1/3 innings, allowing 13 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, 2 walks and 8 strikeouts for Martinez. So 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Top of the order coming up for the Crusaders, and leading off, David Laranjo. And I've just been informed that the scoreboard graphic is not currently working on the stream, so I will... That pitch is a strike, 1-1. Endeavor to make frequent reminders about the score and count. As that is hit through the left side into left field for a base hit, a leadoff single for Laranjo, who has been batting .238 this year. 6 hits in now 22 at-bats. And he's also one of 4 Crusaders who has scored double-digit times with 11. And in a team that does like to run, Laranjo is not one of the bigger base stealers on the team, just 1 for 1 this season. And that pitch is a strike, as Paxton Huff, who is a big base stealer, is at the plate. Huff having a fine season, much better than the season he had last year. He's batting .350, starting in 14 games, 14 hits and 40 at-bats, 12 runs scored, no home runs. Pitches a ball, 1-1. 4 RBIs, 10 walks, and 8 strikeouts. And in his base running game, 11 steals in 13 attempts. And that pitch is a strike, count 1 and 2. As I mentioned, a much better year than he had last year. Looking at his numbers last year, batted just .221 last year. As that is popped up foul, out of play, somewhere behind me. 25 hits all of last season. Already he's at 14 in a third of the at-bats. So Huff having a really good season, an on-base percentage of almost 500. 490 to be exact, so Huff has been coming on strong this year, adding some additional boost to the Crusaders' outfield. And that's fouled off as the Ronjo bluffed from first. Two and two the count, 1-0 our score. Cowboys with the lead. Ronjo bluffs again as that's hit high and deep to left. This has a chance to get out of here, and over the wall it goes. Round the diamond, a 2-run home run for Paxton Huff. A long shot over the left field wall that gives the Crusaders a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Well, for Paxton Huff, that's his first home run of the season, and if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not mistaken, that's his first career home run. So the Crusaders jump ahead 2-1. Doing it in a way that they don't often do it, as that is looped to left center, but this is a catchable ball. Caught there. Caught there by Balin Vaughn. Didn't even get to give any of Amoroso's numbers for this year. Well, this is a team that gets a lot of singles, a lot of stolen bases, a lot of walks, beats you with small ball, beats you with the running game. Home runs is not something, is not a method that the Crusaders typically beat their teams, beat opposing teams off of. But they've had a flurry of home runs recently, 3 alone in the first game of the doubleheader this past Saturday. Now, granted, they did have the advantage of playing at Grapevine Faith High, which had an incredibly small outfield by college baseball standards. Dallas taking advantage, as Simon Turner had 2 home runs and Caleb Homan, the man at the plate, had 1, as he's now at a 3-2 count. And so Homan batting .341 this year, although he swings and misses for a strikeout, so that average will go down just a little bit. Prior to that at bat, he was 15 for 44 with 12 runs scored, 2 home runs, a team-leading 18 RBIs, 9 walks, and 11 strikeouts. And that will bring up Simon Turner, who's been having a good year. Turner with 15 hits and 50 at-bats this year, playing in 14 games. 8 runs scored, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs, 6 walks, and 13 strikeouts. He's up with the bases empty with 2 outs, a 1-1 count on the way. Pitches low, 2-1. As Fernando Davila waits on deck. The pitch is bounced right back to the mound. Martinez flips it to first for the out, and that will end the bottom of the first inning. Well, in the bottom of the first, 2 runs on 1 hit, the home run by Huff. No errors and no one left on base. We've played 1 inning here at Crusader Field. 2-1, Dallas with the lead as we head to the top of the second inning. As we head to the top of the second, Cowboys coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. the second inning we go. Dallas ahead 2-1. That pitch is a strike to Azios. The 6-7-8 batters, Azios, Bukowski, and Leatherwood coming up. And an Azios at the plate. Count 0-1. 1-1. As that is skied to left. Also Brooks over, makes the catch for the out. And there's one away. Well, we'll bring up Sam Bukowski, who has played in 9 games this year, started 8 of them. Batting .226, 7 hits and 31 at-bats, 3 runs scored, no home runs, 7 RBIs, a walk and 8 strikeouts. Swings and misses 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled to the screen, 0-2. And the 0-2, which is in the dirt, 1-2. Defense playing straight away. Huff shading a little bit over to right center field. That is popped up. I think this should get out of play, and it does. Count stays at 1-2. One-two from Gill is tapped at the plate, fouled off. As Bukowski will stay alive. And a correction to the summary of the bottom of last inning. That is fouled off. It was 2 runs on 2 hits. Not 2 runs on 1 hit. The other hit was the leadoff single by Laranjo. And the 1-2 fouled off again as Bukowski making things difficult here for Gill. And the 1-2. High 2-2. Now the wind here, judging from the flag in center field, is blowing mostly right to left, but also in a little bit. That is fouled again. I think that's 5 in a row, maybe 6 in a row. So the wind essentially right now blowing in from right center towards the visitor dugout behind third base. And another foul ball. Really making Gill work for it. So as usual, anything hit to right is going to be extremely difficult to get to go anywhere. That's another foul ball. Right field deeper here at Crusader Field compared to left field. 330 down the right field line, 314 down the left field line. And that is hit hard and deep to left, but it's going to stay in the park. As Walker also Brooks makes the catch for the out, and there are 2 away. And it's definitely not unusual for the wind to be blowing in the direction that it is here from right field towards left field. It's a very regular occurrence, pitch to strike. The wind often blows either directly in from right field or across the field from right to left. Makes it very difficult for lefties to hit for power here. But the count is 0-2 as Carson Leatherwood is at the plate. Batting .207 this year. 6 hits and 29 at-bats, starting in 8 of 11 games. And that is fouled off the skinny part of the bat over the Crusader dugout. Count stays 0-2. Leatherwood scoring 4 runs this year, no home runs, 5 RBIs, a walk, and 11 strikeouts. As he's on the verge of another one here, Gill looking to put him away. The 0-2 misses 1-2. Gill looking to get a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the second. Would be the first 3-up, 3-down inning of the game. As he bounces that one in there, 2-2. And Gill's 2-2. And that's hit foul and out of play. And we'll do it again. Strike 3 called at the plate, as that will end the top of the second. Well, in the top of the second inning, 3 up and 3 down. As we head to the bottom of the second inning, the Crusaders coming up to bat, and that will bring us to an SCAC scoreboard update. Don't think there's much else going on today. I know we have some softball games going on across the way, but that might be it. If I ever get the SCAC scoreboard. Actually, there's a lot more going on today than I thought. Oh well. Well, our SCAC scoreboard update. In the bottom of the first inning, Southeastern Oklahoma is ahead 5-0 on Austin College. Trinity ahead 1-0 on the road against East Texas Baptist. Centenary, Shriner, Southwestern, and Trinity all playing men's golf today. Centenary, Shriner, and Southwestern at the Latorno Pinecrest Invitational. And Trinity at the Cal Lutheran Kingsman Invitational. In men's tennis, Trinity hosting Chicago later this afternoon. In softball, Mary Hardin-Baylor playing at Trinity. Top of the second inning, TLU ahead 2-0 against Concordia on the road. Dallas ahead 5-0 on LaRoche. Right across the complex here at UD. Mary Hardin-Baylor and Trinity scheduled for a second game at 3, as well as TLU and Concordia at 4, and a second game of UD and LaRoche scheduled for 4 o'clock as well. The conference esports teams playing later tonight. Austin College against St. Thomas. Colorado versus Southwestern. And then Schreiner playing against Concordia. In women's golf, Centenary, Southwestern, and Dallas playing at the Latorno Pinecrest Invitational. And in women's tennis, Southwestern against Skidmore. That match going on right now. So as your SCAC scoreboard update, as that is hit to center. And that will be caught in center field by Ellington for the first out of the inning. So, 2 batters into the inning so far, as Fernando Davila was hit by a pitch, and now Nate Curtis flies out to center. 2-1 our score in the bottom of the second. And that will bring up Reed Morales. Pitch is low, 1-0. Morales this year, batting .250, playing in 12 games, 8 hits and 32 at-bats, 13 runs scored, leads the team. 1 home run, 7 RBIs, 9 walks, and 11 strikeouts. And the count now 1-1. Davila at first base. He does have a couple of stolen bases this year. He's 2 for 2 on the base paths. And that is line hard but fouled on the left field line. Count 1-2. And the 1-2 is looped to shallow center, but an easy ball for the second baseman, Azios. And there are 2 away. Now that will bring up Reed also Brooks. Excuse me, Walker also Brooks. Batting .261 this season, playing in 13 games, 6 hits and 23 at-bats, 8 runs scored, no home runs, 5 RBIs, 5 walks, and 6 strikeouts. First pitch is a strike, count 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled away 0-2. And the 0-2 as the runner goes, pitches low for a ball, throw to second, will go into center field. Davila will stay put as Ellington was there pretty quickly backing up the play. Although if that was a better throw, Davila would have been dead at second. Fortunate that that ball was thrown away, but it will be a stolen base. Davila now 3 for 3 on the season. The 1-2 is knuckled right to me. I've got it. Ball literally landed about a foot in front of my table. It was a little bit closer, I probably could have caught it, but I wasn't going to go out of my way to get it. Also, didn't think to bring my glove. Oh well. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As that will end the bottom of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. We've played 2 here at Crusader Field. 2 on our score, Dallas with the lead as we head to the top of the third inning. Cowboys coming up right after the short pause in the action. To the top of the third inning we go as we have a new pitcher for the Crusaders. It will be Seth Medley. It's just a short start for Gill, just 2 innings. We'll give you his final line in just a minute. Medley making his second appearance of the season. He's pitched 1/3 of an inning, allowing 1 hit, no runs, a walk, and a strikeout. He will face the bottom then top of the Cowboy batting order. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. So definitely a bullpen game for the Crusaders, as they are not using Kraus, Montenegro, or Carrillo in today's game. In fact, Dylan Kraus and Marcelo Carrillo helping out run the scoreboard and the music for today's game. As I mentioned in the pre-game, or really right before first pitch, that staff is short-handed today because of spring break, as that is grounded to short for the out. And there's one away.
Number 26, James Martinez.
Well, that will bring up the top of the batting order, and so Luke Kirkbride will be up at the plate. He walked his first time up, as that is lined to left field for a base hit. Also, Brooks cuts it off quickly, gets it in. And a 1-out single for the Cowboys as they try to get something going here in the top of the third. As Balin Vaughn will come up to the plate. Back in the first inning, Vaughn popped out to first. Pitch is a ball, 1-0. Throw over. Medley's 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1. The 1-1. Fouled at the plate, count 1-2. Medley's 1-2 is hit to right center. That's might be trouble, but Turner gets there on the run, making the catch. He and Huff were both racing for it. Turner getting there first. They're 2 away, as that will bring up Jacob Hollingsworth, who singled his first time up. Pitch is a ball, 1-0. Kirkbride this season. No stolen base attempts. I mean, the Cowboys are only, including the one in this game, 9 for 11 in stolen bases, so very much not a base-stealing team. They've actually played more games than they've had stolen base attempts this year, let alone successful steals. 2-0 the count, fouled away. Something that just doesn't really seem to be in the Cowboy arsenal, but very much something that's in the Crusader arsenal. And it's something that they've done quite a lot of the last handful of years. A lot of hit and runs, stolen bases, and that's going to be a wild pitch. Stolen bases, bunts, just always trying to put pressure on the defense, forcing them to have to make plays, make decisions, and steal some runs off of bad decisions and errors and mental lapses by the defense. And it can definitely work out. Pitches foul down the line, count 3-2. It can definitely work out as a strategy, and the Crusaders, especially this season, have made it highly effective for themselves. Payoff pitch is ball 4. Well, Medley getting into a bit of a jam here, as that will now bring up Reed, who brought in the only run of the game for the Cowboys back in the first inning on a sacrifice fly to center. As that is hit to left, but right at also Brooks, who makes the catch for the out, and that will end the top of the 3rd inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We have played 2.5 here at Crusader Field. Dallas with the lead 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Crusaders coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. To the Bottom of the third inning we go. Top of the order coming up for the Crusaders. Laranjo, Huff, and Amoroso. David Laranjo singled through the left side in his first at bat. Eventually scored on the Paxton Huff home run. Takes ball 1-1-0. Now the final line for Dominic Gill. Gill went 2 innings, allowing 1 hit, 1 run earned, 2 walks, and 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Pitches a ball 2-0. Actually, no, that was called a strike 1-1. And that is chopped foul down the third base line, 1-2. And Gill, having come out so early, cannot lose or win. The 1-2 to Laranjo, as that is lined right at the first baseman for the out. And there's one away. Kowski at first, making that catch. Now that will bring up Paxton Huff. Homered to left his first time up. 2 RBIs. Pitch is a strike, 0-1. The pitch is hit hard to the left side. Backhanded grab made by the shortstop. Long throw to first, not in time as that took him off the bag. Kirkbride over to the shortstop's hole, made a backhanded grab and had to rush the throw a little bit because of Huff steaming up the line. As that will be recorded as an infield single. And Huff, I'm sure, is going to be going at some point during this at-bat. Although with Amoroso up, batting left-handed, there is, pitches a ball 1-0, there is an argument to be made to not attempt to steal here. Attempting to leave the first base hole a bit bigger with the lefty at the plate, but we'll see, as that's going to be an out, grounder to first, as Huff moves to second. Well, with 2 outs now, that will bring up Caleb Holman. Holman struck out swinging his first time up. Holman so far this year, top 5 in the SCAC with 18 RBIs, looking to make it 19 as that is dunked into shallow center. Here comes Huff. He will score. It is a base hit and an RBI for Caleb Holman. And the Crusaders now take a 3-1 lead. 19 RBIs now for Holman. And that now brings him to second all by himself in the SCAC. Pitch to Simon Turner is a ball 1-0. Only Adam Peavy of TLU has more RBIs this year with 20. Holman bluffs as that will go to the backstop. So a wild pitch. Advances Holman to second. Give a chance to Turner to drive in a run with a single. Pitches a strike, 2-1. Simon Turner, right now third on the team behind Jake Amoroso and Holman for RBIs this year with 14 RBIs. The 2-1 is hit down the third base line, and that's going to get under the glove of the third baseman. And it's going to be booted in the outfield, but no advance. So, well, it looks like that's going to be given a hit, so it's a base hit and an RBI for Turner. The Crusaders now take a 4-1 lead. And it also looks like, well, we'll see. Because according to the live stats, so far in this inning, the at-bat that Huff reached on was apparently scored in errors. There's a hit up on the scoreboard as that is knuckled to short, and that's going to be off the shortstop's glove. That was off of Kirkbride's glove as he just overran the ball. So that's definitely going to be an error. And that will bring a visit to the mound. There's a little bit of a disconnect right now between the live stats and what's being displayed on the scoreboard. Because on the scoreboard, it has 5 hits for the Crusaders, which would make Paxton Huff's at-bat from this inning a hit instead of an error, reaching on an error. But in the live stats, it reads as an error, which actually, because of that, I believe that makes every run in this inning so far, both runs this inning, unearned runs. So, at least for now, I'm going to go with what the live stats say rather than the scoreboard. But I would actually not be surprised if after the game that reached on an error by Huff didn't get changed to a hit, because I actually did think it should have been a hit. You know, it was a ball towards the hole. It was a long throw for Kirkbride. And Huff is a fast runner, forcing Kirkbride to have to get the ball out of his hands quickly. So, I do think that should be scored a hit, but it's up to the official scorer. And also, likewise, I'd actually argue, pitches a ball 1-0, I'd actually argue that Turner's hit could have been scored an error. I thought that Hollingsworth actually could have had that ball hit to him. Pitches a strike 1-1. Didn't really have to go very far, really just had to take half a step to his right to field that ball. But decided to try to backhand it and just went right under his glove, so. Oh no, that's that's why they pay the official score. Maybe he saw something I didn't. That is a fly out to center to end the inning. Well, in the bottom of the third inning, Dallas scores 2 runs on, well, now, well, and as I say that, Huff's reached on an error was actually changed back to a single, so I don't know what to think anymore. Anyway, 2 runs on 3 hits, an error, and 2 left on base in the bottom of the third inning. Dallas with a 4-1 lead after 3. As we head to the top of the 4th inning, Hardin-Simmons coming up right after this short pause in the action. Here we go to the top of the 4th inning. As the 5, 6, 7 batters, Forrest, Azios, and Bukowski come up to the plate, as that is grounded foul down the third base line. Jet Forrest 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2. Well, the RBI that Turner had in the bottom of the last inning was his 15th RBI of the season. Now ties him for second best on the team. The pitch is a ball, 1-2. Second best on the team with Jake Amoroso, and actually also ties him for 15th, or excuse me, for 5th best in the conference with Amoroso for RBIs. As that is a ball, 2-2. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Forrest, and there's one away. And there have been 85 runs driven in by the Crusaders coming into today. So 89 with the 4. It is a ball, 1-0 with the 4 so far. 1 by Homan, 1 by Turner, and then 2 by Huff, which makes 48 out of the 89 runs driven in this year by the heart of the Crusader order. Over half. And it just shows you how important those 3 guys, Amoroso, Homan, and Turner, are to this offense. As that is hit to left center. Racing back is also Brooks. He'll look up. He will not make the catch as he hits into the wall, but he gets up and quickly fires it in. As that will keep Azios to second base. And Azios gets a one-out double here in the top of the fourth inning. Dallas ahead 4-1. One out. And Bukowski will come to the plate. He is 0 for 1. Flew out to left his first time up. And the pitch is a ball, 1-0. Well, for Jace Martinez, as he was relieved last inning, went 2 2/3 innings for his start. 5 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, no walks and 2 strikeouts, and he is on the hook for the loss right now if this score holds up. Fly ball to left, also Brooks in, makes the catch, and there are 2 away. As that will now bring up Carson Leatherwood, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So for both teams, their starting pitchers not getting particularly far into the game, as that will hit Leatherwood. So first and second with 2 outs, and that will bring up Nick Ellington. Ellington, who back in the 3rd inning grounded out to short. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Weather getting a little bit chillier here as it is now overcast. We did have some patches of blue to start the game. Swing and miss 0-2, but now it is completely overcast. Temperature is still saying it's 76 degrees, but it feels a little bit cooler than that. And that is yanked out of the batter's box, back to the screen in a wild pitch. Runners advance to scoring position. Base hit could make this a 1-run game. Ellington at the plate. The tying run. Looking to get a couple of those runs back that were given up last inning. Breaking ball just misses inside, 2-2. This season, batting .366 with 12 RBIs. As that is hit to short, fielded at short by Amoroso, throws across in time for the out, and that will end the top of the 4th inning. In the top of the 4th inning, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. We have played 3.5 here at Crusader Field. As the Crusaders lead 4-1, we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, and that will also lead us to an SEAC scoreboard update. All right, what do we have here? Now, bottom of the 3rd inning, Austin College right now getting blasted a little bit by Southeastern Oklahoma. It is 7-1. 2-2, Trinity on the road against East Texas Baptist. Reminder, Centenary, Shriner, and Southwestern all playing in the men's golf tournament in the Latorno Pinecrest Invitational. Trinity in the Cal Lutheran Kingsman Invitational. Trinity also playing men's tennis right about now. And in softball, Trinity hosting a doubleheader against Mary Hardin-Baylor. The first game should be concluded by now, but there is no score listed for that. Game 2 should be starting right about now. TOU up 3-0 on the road against Concordia. Top of the 5th inning, Dallas up 10-0 on the Roach. Second game scheduled for 4. TLU with their second game of their doubleheader scheduled for 4 against Concordia. Austin College, St. Thomas, Colorado, Southwestern, and Shriner all playing esports later. In women's golf, Centenary, Dallas, and Southwestern at the Letourneau Pinecrest Invitational. And Southwestern hosting Skidmore College. In women's tennis, that started a couple hours ago, and that is your SCAC scoreboard update. Make sure that you stay up to date for all the sports, for all the schools of the SCAC, and get all of your new score schedules and standings at scacsports.com. And don't forget, you Crusader fans out there, you can get all of your University of Dallas sports information and statistics at udallasathletics.com. Bottom of the 4th inning, 4-1 Crusader lead, pitches a ball, 1-2 the count now to Reed Morales, as the Crusaders will send up the 8, 9, and 1 batters this inning. Morales, also Brooks, and Huff. Pitch to Morales is a ball, 2-2. Well, Reed Morales back in the 2nd inning. Popped up to second, as that is hit in the air to center. Caught there in center by Ellington. There's one away. Now here is Walker, also Brooks, 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far. First pitch, bunt pulled back, pitch in the dirt, 1-0. As we go back to the weather, a small chance for some rain tomorrow. Swing and a miss, 1-1. About a 12% chance according to the Weather Channel, but then an almost 70% chance fouled off the skinny part of the bat on the check swing, 1-2. Almost 70% chance for thunderstorms on Thursday and a near equal chance on Friday, plus an 82% chance for rain on Saturday, so that might seriously mess up the series. Pitches a ball, 2-2 between Dallas and Centenary scheduled for Saturday and Sunday. Those are conference games. Those are games that really need to be played. The 1-2 pitches a ball, 2-2. I quite honestly would not be surprised if we somehow ended up back at Grapevine Faith High School this weekend. Turf Field up there, 3-2 the count. Popped up. Coming in is Ellington, but in left field, the catch made by Vaughn for the out, and they're 2 away. Crusader Field at the bottom of this hill here. Actually, probably the lowest point in the Crusader Sport Complex is a real drain disaster. It floods, the field floods pretty easily, and it does not really drain and dry all that quickly. As that is hit off the inside of the bat, but a short fly to right. Easy catch there by Leatherwood for the out. And that will end the bottom of the 4th. Well, 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. As we've played 4 here at Crusader Field. 4-1 our score. Dallas with the lead as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Cowboys coming up right after this short pause in the action. pitcher for the Crusaders, number 19, Carlito Nunez. And for Nunez, he is making his collegiate debut. Carlitos Nunez, S at the end. So, first pitch of Carlitos Nunez's career is ball 1. As he will be facing the top of the order, Kirkbride, Vaughn, and Hollingsworth. Pitch is a ball 2-0. So the Crusaders continuing to march out the bullpen in this bullpen game. First 2 pitchers each taking up 2 innings. Pitching 2 innings. Seth Medley, his final line, 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, a walk and a strikeout. Pitch is a strike, 3-1. Barring a Crusader win by run rule, Medley currently cannot win, but there is potential. If Dallas scores 7 runs before the end of the 7th, pitch is a ball 4. In theory, Medley could get the win, but Dallas would have to do a whole lot of scoring in the next couple innings to make that happen. Well, a walk by Nunez, as that will now bring up Vaughn. Strike 1. Vaughn 0 for 2 today. Nunez, right-handed reliever from Simi Valley, California. Getting a shot here in today's game. Something that the Crusaders really haven't used a whole lot is their bullpen. As that is a check swing, did he go? First base umpire says no. Because Kraus, Montenegro, and Carrillo have just been so good. They've gotten deep into a lot of games. And the Crusaders really have just not needed to use their bullpen all that much. That is lined down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit as it'll go all the way into the corner. Going to third is Kirkbride. Into second with a double is Vaughn. And now the Cowboys have something going here in the top of the 5th. Well, with the heart of the order coming up, Hollingsworth will come to the plate. He is 1 for 1 today. For 1 with a walk. And a chance to narrow this deficit, as that will be through the left side. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the other. The throw to the plate is late. It's a base hit and 2 RBIs for Jacob Hollingsworth. And the Cowboys narrow the deficit to 4-3. Bad things usually happen when you let the heart of the order come up with runners in scoring position and nobody out, and that's what happens to the Crusaders. First pitch, base hit through the left side, and Now a one-run game with the potential go-ahead run taking form in the person of Kyler Reed coming to the plate. Reed 0-for-1 with a sacrifice fly and an RBI today. Pitch is a strike, 0-1. But as I was mentioning, Dallas has had several 7-inning games either scheduled or ended early by run rule, as that is fouled off. And they really have not needed to use their bullpen all that much. Colin Johnson has pitched the most out of the bullpen. He's pitched quite a lot. He already has 4 saves coming in on the UD single season record, which is 5, something I think that he will certainly break by the end of the year. I mean, he might break it by the end of next series. He might even tie it today, the way today is going. We could maybe see him later. The 0-2 is in there, strike 3. Down goes Reed, and there's 1 away. But really, other than Johnson, Cortez Saenz is about the only other regular relief pitcher that is pitched for the Crusaders. Usually the long man if they need to get a few innings out of their reliever. Pitch is a ball, 1-0, so this is a very largely untested Crusader bullpen. They've had a couple of instances of being able to pitch. Now, they had the game against McMurray a couple weeks ago, which was a bullpen game, but it's definitely something that I think will be a big question mark coming into conference play. Is there anyone reliable beyond Johnson and Saenz? Guess in some ways today is a bit of the audition for some of these relievers. Nunez being one of them in his collegiate debut. Well, anyway, swing and a miss as that will go to the backstop. Advancing is Hollingsworth the second, and now the tying run in scoring position. Jet Forrest at the plate. He is 0-for-2 with 2 strikeouts. One, 2 the count. Pitch. Popped up. There should be an out. Homan is under it. Homan looks like he'll make the catch, and does, and there are 2 away. Now that will bring up Gannon Azios, who is 1-for-2 today. Four, 3 Dallas here in the top of the 5th inning. 2 runs in already for the Cowboys with a man on second and 2 outs. Look over to second. Pitch to Azios is inside, down and in, ball 1. Comes set. Pitch is hit in the air to right. This should end the inning. Coming in is Turner. He'll make the catch after backing up first. I think he got fooled a little bit on the depth of that ball, but the wind brought it in a little bit as it hung up there forever. But makes the catch for the out, and that will end the top of the 5th inning. Well, for the Cowboys, they strike for 2 this inning. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We have played 4.5 here at Crusader Field. Dallas with the lead, 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Crusaders coming up to bat right after this short break in the action. To the bottom of the 5th inning we go, as the 2-3-4 batters will come up for the Crusaders. Huff, Amoroso, and Homan. Paxton Huff, 2 for 2 today, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, both on the home run back in the 1st inning. Pitches a ball 1-0. Well, I neglected to mention earlier the new pitcher in for the Cowboys. That pitch is a strike 1-1. I mentioned that Jace Martinez was done for the day, but I didn't give the numbers for the new pitcher, Brandon Bain. That's a ball 2-1. So Brandon Bain this season, making his 5th appearance. Pitch is fouled off, 2-2. 4 of them have been in relief. 8.71 ERA, pitching 10 1/3 innings this year, 18 hits allowed, 11 runs, 10 of them earned, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts for Bain, as he now runs the count full against Huff. Well, the Crusaders responded for 2 when they gave up 1 in the 1st inning. Will we see something similar here? Will Bain shut them down as he gets off to a good start by striking out Huff? And there's one away. Now that will bring up Jake Amoroso. Amoroso 0 for 2 today, as he is in there against the lefty Bain. Lefty versus lefty, and a called strike 1. Defense playing straight away. Pitches a ball, 1-1. Kirkbride, the shortstop, actually playing a little bit on the outfield grass at short. Pitches a ball, 2-1. 3 runs, 4 hits, and an error for the Cowboys. 4 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Crusaders. That's lined up the middle on a hop to Kirkbride. Makes the play, throws out Amoroso at first, and there are 2 away. Well, that will bring up Caleb Homan. 1 for 2 with a run scored, an RBI, and a strikeout for Homan, as he takes ball 1. Dallas trying to win their last non-conference game before the start of the conference schedule. Pitches a strike 1-1. That is supposed to start this Saturday against Centenary, but with all the thunderstorms and rain, as that is fouled off, 1-2. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to shake out. We only had really one bad day of rain this past Thursday that caused the field to flood and the games have to be played elsewhere. 1-2 pitch is hit foul. We're supposed to, according to the weather forecast, have 3 days of rain in a row, including 2 days of thunderstorms, so I really don't know what's going to happen this weekend with the Centenary Series. I really would not be surprised if we ended up at Grapevine Faith or somewhere else with a field with a better drainage system, or even just a turf field this weekend. Pitch was a ball, 2-2 now. And the 2-2 pitch is hit deep but fouled on the left field line. Count stays 2-2. And the 2-2 is hit foul again down the third base line. And the 2-2. Fouled again, so Holman putting up some stiff resistance here, making Bain work for it. Bain is ready. And the 2-2 is hit high and deep, but hooking foul on the left field line. And we'll do it again, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is high, ball 3. So after several straight foul balls, Holman gets the count to go full. And the 3-2 pitch is ball 4. Bain not happy with himself with that pitch. And that will bring up Simon Turner. Turner, who hit 2 home runs at Grapevine Faith back on Saturday, both coming in the same game. Game 1 of that series, as that is hit high and deep to center. Racing back is Ellington, and that will be out of here. Round the diamond. A 2-run home run for Simon Turner. A long shot over the left center field wall, just left of dead center. And that will give the Crusaders a 6-3 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Well, you have to hit the ball a very long way to get it out of here towards center field. And he was lucky that that wasn't a little bit closer to dead center because of the Crusader center field wall, which also doubles as a batting eye. And that wall gets, I'm going to assume, around 20 feet tall in the tallest section of it. So he kept it left of dead center, right around the Texas Plumbing Supply sign. I think it was to the right of that. As that has popped up, this should end the inning. And it does. But the Crusaders do strike back for 2 on a home run by Simon Turner. 2 runs on a hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We have played 5 here at Crusader Field. 6-3 is our score as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Cowboys coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. New pitcher for the Crusaders, another collegiate debut, Warren Rudman. Right-handed pitcher from South Lake, Texas, right up the road, about 20 minutes or so from here.
Not bad. Dan Buchowski.
And Rudman will be facing the bottom of the order, 7, 8, and 9, as Carlitos Nunez's day is now done. Pitch is a ball, 1-0. Now for Nunez, his relief outing, 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned a walk and a strikeout, and assuming we make it a full 9, he is in line for the win. If the Crusaders should explode in the next couple innings and run rule the Cowboys, then it will be Seth Medley who would be in line for the win. As that is hit softly to the left side, Davila Fields throws in time as Holman has to tag out Bukowski. And there's 1 out. Well, that will bring up Carson Leatherwood, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Pitch dropped in there for a strike, 0-1. Now, I've been singing the praises of the Crusaders small ball game as pitches a ball high, 1-1. As that is how the Crusaders generate most of their offense, through steals, bunts, sacrifices. Pitches a ball, 2-1. Doing little things to try and get across runs here and there, but today, though, they have scored 4 of their 6 runs off of home runs. High, 3-1. A home run in the first inning by Paxton Huff, and then one in this past inning, in the 5th, by Simon Turner. And that's going to be ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Leatherwood, as that will bring up Ellington.
Now the number 5, Nick Ellington.
And the Crusader slugging average not a great slugging average. 378 for the season. Some of the players on the Crusaders do have particularly good average, like individual players there's some good slugging averages, but as a team, this is not a big slugging team. Dallas with 116 hits this season coming into today, not counting the home runs we've already seen today. Pitch the 1-1 pitch, low 2-1. 116 hits, 22 of them for extra bases, 16 triples and 6 home runs. Up to 8 home runs now because of the 2 today. The 2-1 is popped up, and I think this will make it out of play. It does. Count 2-2. And it's part of the reason why the Crusaders play the small ball game that they do, because they don't slug it all over the field. This is a very singles hitting team. They just try to maximize the damage they can do on a single through the small ball game. Ball 3-2, but if power is a dimension to their game that they can add in addition to all of the small ball, then this really could be a dangerous offense entering the conference schedule. As that is hit to left, this will be playable. It will be an out, caught by also Brooks. And there are 2 away.
Not bad. Number 1, Luke Kirkbride.
Well, for Simon Turner, after that home run, 3rd of the season, picking up his 16th and 17th RBIs of the season, now by himself in 2nd for the Crusaders. 2 behind Caleb Homan now. As the runner goes, pitches a ball outside, throw down to 2nd, not in time. Stolen base by Bukowski. As Luke Kirkbride up in the batter's box, ahead in the count 1-0. A hit in 1 at bat today, 2 runs scored and 2 walks for Kirkbride. Pitches a strike, 1-1. For Bukowski, that stolen base is his 2nd of the year, perfect 2 for 2. And that is foul tipped at the plate, off the glove of Curtis, count 1-2. Cowboys trying to get a run back after giving up that home run. They had narrowed it to a 1-run game in the 5th inning at 4-3. The home run made it 6-3. And that is popped up, drifting out of play. It'll stay 1-2. Bukowski, the runner on 2nd base. Luke Kirkbride, the batter. 1-2 the count, 2 outs. Pitches a ball, 2-2. Warren Rudman in his collegiate debut. A strike away from getting out of this inning. Dallas with another arm up in the bullpen, so possibly the only inning for Rudman. And he's going to get out of it as Homan is under it for the catch, and that will end the top of the 6th inning. Now, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 5.5 here at Crusader Field. 6-3 is our score as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. And it is time for another SCAC scoreboard update. Now, top of the 6th inning, Austin College still down to Southeastern Oklahoma 8-1. Trinity down to East Texas Baptist 5-4 in the top of the 6th inning. TLU in the top of the 7th for softball is ahead of Concordia 7-0. First game across the way between UD and La Roche concluded. 10-0 win for Dallas. It's now the bottom of the 1st inning over there. Score 0-0. None of the other games for softball have either started or have no scores reporting in, and then everything else is not reporting in. A reminder, in men's golf, Centenary, Shriner, and Southwestern and Trinity all playing today. Trinity playing Chicago in men's tennis. Austin College, St. Thomas, Colorado, Southwestern, and Shriner playing esports later tonight. In women's golf, Centenary, Dallas, and Southwestern playing today. And in women's golf and in women's tennis, Southwestern hosting Skidmore right now, and that is your SCAC scoreboard update as that is hit foul down the line, out of play. Batters coming up for Dallas. That is hit in basically the same spot down the line by Curtis. Nate Curtis, Reed Morales, and Walker also Brooks, the bottom of the order, coming up for Dallas. And the 0-2, load 1 and 2. Well, make sure you stay up to date for all the teams for all the sports in the SCAC. And get all of your new score schedules and standings at scacsports.com. The 1-2, Inside in the Dirt 2 and 2. And for all of you University of Dallas Crusader fans, you can get all of your University of Dallas sports information and statistics at udallasathletics.com. The 1-2 is hit high and fouled on the right field line. Count stays 1 and 2. New pitcher for Hardin-Simmons. It is number 8, Caleb Smith, relieving Bain, as that is hit to shallow center, but an easy ball for the shortstop Kirkbride, and there's one away. And so a pinch hitter for the Crusaders, Tyler Darnell, hitting for Reed Morales. And so Darnell this season, who hasn't played very much, who's essentially been replaced for most of the season by Morales, who's been starting most of the games. Darnell batting .167 this year, 2 hits and 12 at-bats, 6 runs scored, no home runs, 3 RBIs, 6 walks, and a strikeout. As he digs in here against the side armor. Pitches a strike, 0-1. Now Brandon Bain pitches a strike, 0-2. His day done after 2 1/3 innings pitched. 1 hit, 2 runs, both of them earned, a walk and a strikeout. That one outside, 1-2. And the pitch is fouled off into the screen of the visitors' dugout. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. It looks like we will have another pinch hitter coming up next for Walker, also Brooks. Pitch is a ball, 2-2. Currently standing in the batter's on deck circle is number 3, Pierce Coleman, as that is rocketed foul down the left field line. And the 2-2 pitch is popped to right, coming on in and making the catch is Leatherwood for the out. And that will be 2 outs as Pierce Coleman will dig in. Now, Coleman this season is 2 for 7 with 2 runs scored, no home runs, an RBI, 3 walks, and a strikeout for the year. Left-hand hitter to face the righty Smith. And the pitch. Down and in. Ball and no strikes. The 1-0. Fouled off out of play over the visiting dugout. 1-1. And the 1-1 is hit to right. Racing back is Leatherwood. He will not get there on the dive attempt as that gets all the way to the wall. Coleman standing up into second with a double. And so that will bring up the top of the order with a man on second and 2 outs. And that was a close play in right center field with Leatherwood racing after it on the dive. He almost got there. But it also speaks to just how much the wind affects things here at Crusader Field. Wind once again blowing towards left field, from right field to left, and also in a little bit towards the infield, and hitting it to arguably the deepest part of the park in right center. And if you had turned that around, and if that had been hit to left center, that might have been a home run. As that is hit through the right side by Laranjo. Here comes Coleman. The throw to the plate is going to be in time, and tag applied at the plate. He is out. So a base hit for Laranjo, but it doesn't matter as Coleman is thrown out at home. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We have played 6 innings here at Crusader Field. 6-3 still our score. Dallas still with the lead as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Cowboys coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. New pitcher for the Crusaders, and this one is not making his debut. It is George Clahane, who has already pitched 1 game this year. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, a walk, and 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Pitch is hit hard and fair over third down the line, going into the left field corner. Fielded by Coleman, throws it in, and in safely at second is Balin Vaughn. So the 2, 3, 4 batters coming up for the Cowboys. And that will bring up Jacob Hollingsworth, who has not been put out today yet. 2 hits and 2 at-bats, 2 RBIs, and a walk for Hollingsworth. Pitches a ball 1-0. Clahane's 1 appearance this season. Swing and a miss, count 1-1. So I will continue that thought in a second once that information actually shows up. I think it was against Howard Payne, but I don't remember for sure. That pitch is a strike. No, it was against McMurray. So, in the other midweek bullpen game from a couple weeks ago, Clahane had his 1 inning pitched, 1 scoreless and hitless inning pitched. But Balin Vaughn gets the first hit of the year off of Clahane. That is now 1-2. Another arm up for the Crusaders. And I do very much wonder if we'll see Colin Johnson today. That is hit fouled on the first baseline. He did pitch, I think, 4 1/3 on Saturday. Excuse me, 4 1/3 on Saturday, but it's been a couple days, and it'll be a couple more days until the weekend, as that is hit high and deep to left. That has a shot to get out of here, and over the wall it goes! Round the diamond. A 2-run home run for Jacob Hollingsworth. A high shot over the left field wall that went more or less down the line. And the Cowboys bring it back to 6-5. Well, 2-run home run has been a bit of a theme today, it would appear. 2 2-run homers by Dallas, and now a 2-run homer by the Cowboys. 11 runs scored in the game, 6 of them off 2-run homers. As that is hit to third, Davila throws across in time for the out to retire Reed, and there's 1 away. Well, Clahane, who had pitched 1 scoreless, hitless inning against McMurray, now has surrendered 2 hits and 2 runs. At the plate, Jet Forrest, who is 0 for 3 with 1 out, and he fouls it off of himself for a 1-1 count. I do wonder if we'll see Colin Johnson, especially with how close this game is. Now, granted, it is a non-conference game, so in the grand scheme of things, it's a game that technically doesn't matter. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 1-2 the count. Doesn't matter because the big goal is making it to the SCAC tournament, which the only games that really count in that instance are the games against the other SCAC teams. That is lined down the left field line. That is going to be a fair ball, and that is going to head towards the corner. Cut off by Coleman. Throws it in, and another double. Third extra base hit of the inning for the Cowboys as they are coming at the Crusaders this inning. And that will bring up Gannon Azios. Azios, who is 1 for 3 today. But as I was saying about the SCAC, the games that really matter are the SCAC games, as that is going to be... That might be a passed ball. We'll see how it's scored. But the competitive side, I mean, the game, even though it doesn't count towards the SCAC standings, it's still never want to lose, so that's why I said it technically doesn't matter, but I'm sure that Coach Grafton and the Crusaders, they don't want to just lose for no reason, as that is going to skip off of the glove of Holman into right field, as that was hit pretty hard. I'm certain that's going to be scored a hit. And so an RBI for Gannon Azios as the Cowboys now tie the game 6-6 here at the top of the 7th. I can't imagine that wouldn't be scored a hit with how hard that was hit and how fast of a... Actually, is that... Yeah, that is being scored a hit. It shows up as an error on the scoreboard, but on the live stats that it's recorded as a hit, which is definitely correct. I mean, that ball was hit really hard, and the infield was playing in. Very little reaction time to try to get it when you're playing in. So, you have to take into account a lot of things when you're scoring games, and where the infielder is playing, if they're playing back versus if they're playing in, can dictate how things are scored. Now certainly if Holman was playing normally, as that is bounced in there, the runner goes, and he's going to be in there safely. So now the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Cowboys. But if Holman was playing back instead of in, and that same play happened that skipped off his gloves, that would, I think, very definitely be an error, but reaction time does matter when considering how to score a play. That is hit to Davila, throws across in time for the out, 2 away. And so it's definitely the right call to have scored that, a single. Azios being credited with a stolen base on that ball that bounced in a couple pitches ago. And with Carson Leatherwood at the plate, Clahane now an out away from getting out of the inning with no further damage. Leatherwood 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Fouled off at the plate, 1-1. Well, with the tie game now, that now gets Jace Martinez off the hook for the loss, and also Carlitos Nunez is no longer in line to win the game. 1-1, swing and miss 1 and 2. And this is what I was talking about earlier with this bullpen. It's really just been Colin Johnson and Cortez Saenz who has gotten pitches of ball 2 and 2 any amount of meaningful work this year. Had some other pitchers who have gotten a little bit here and there, one appearance here and there, but His bullpen is very largely untested this season. That is fouled away. And that's nobody's fault. It's just how good Kraus, Montenegro, and Carrillo have been that the bullpen really hasn't been all that needed. And the little bit that has been needed has been pretty easily filled by Colin Johnson and then also sometimes Cortez Sainz, as that is hit to left for the easy out caught by Coleman to end the top of the 7th. But the damage has been done in the top of the 7th inning, as the Cowboys pick up 3 hits, 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We have played 6.5 here at Crusader Field. We are tied up at 6. Crusaders coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. To the bottom of the 7th inning we go. 2, 3, 4 batters coming up for Dallas. Huff, Amoroso, and Homan.
Now batting number 9, Paxton Huff.
Paxton Huff 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs on the home run in the first, and a strikeout. Pitch is a strike in there, 0-1. And so here's a stat for you. As I give after this pitch, 0-1. Outside 1-1. So between the Crusader starting 3, Kraus, Montenegro pitches a strike 1 and 2, and Carrillo, between the 3 of them, they have a collective ERA of 1.84. That is lined down the left field line, but hooking foul. Count stays 1-2. So a collective 1.84 ERA between the 3 of them. Individually, Montenegro 1.3, Kraus 2.01, and that is hit to center. Coming in and making the catch is Ellington for the out. There's no way. And Carrillo 2.57 ERA. Carrillo, up until a game or so ago, had about a 0.6 ERA. Montenegro also had about a 0.6 ERA a game or 2 ago. Amoroso slices that one to left, as that is going to be past the left fielder and will go all the way to the wall. As it looked like Vaughn misjudged that for a second, and it kept slicing away from him, perhaps helped a little bit by the wind. But he initially froze, trying to track the ball, and then his break came just a little bit too late, was not able to catch it on the run, just got past the edge of his glove, and Amoroso ends up on second in scoring position for Homan, and then Turner coming up to the plate. Throw down to second, and Amoroso back in time. But as I was saying, the Crusaders starting 3, collectively an ERA of under 2, and that's just really good. Pitch is a strike. You can win a lot of games. You can win a lot of games with having a starting pitching staff ERA of under 2. The pitch is a ball, 1-1. But of course, as the great jazz musician Duke Ellington said, it don't mean a thing, as you can't do it against conference opponents. All of that ERA has been all against non-conference teams. Will it hold up? Swing and a miss, 1-2. Throw down to second as they try to sneak one behind Amoroso, but he just makes it back. But the SCAC is a tough conference. It has been for over 10 years. Centenary, Southwestern Trinity, NTLU, all great teams, fouled off. Dallas, if they're going to make the SCAC tournament, they're going to have to do it against teams that are circling around or just in the top 25 on an annual basis. And also, we'll see. We'll see if this team will hold up against the onslaught of what's coming, and that is hit too short, and throw to second is in time for the double play. 6-4 DP. Now, Caleb Homan hit it hard, but right at Kirkbride. And that will end the bottom of the 7th. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We have played 7 here at Crusader Field. 6-6 is our score. As we head to the top of the 8th inning, Cowboys coming up to bat right after the short pause in the action. Pitcher for the Crusaders, number 33, Caden Homan. Caden Homan this year, well, he's just had 1 inning of work, 1 appearance, and in that 1 inning he allowed 1 hit, no runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts, and he'll be asked to keep it tied as the Crusaders find a way to get the lead back, but they're going to have to play some defense first, as the 9-1-2 batters will come up for the Cowboys, Ellington, Kirkbride, and Vaughn, which is a ball high, 2-0. Well, it looks like the answer to the question of will we see Colin Johnson today is looking like no. There's another pitcher warming up for the Crusaders, but it's a righty. So I think with the 2-0 pitch on the way, pitches a strike, with the 4 1/3 innings of work that Johnson had on Saturday, it seems like he is going to be held for this weekend. So it looks like it will be up to the other Crusader pitchers in the bullpen as that is hit to third. Davila with the put out, 5-3. There's one out. Now, perhaps that could change if Dallas takes the lead in the bottom of the 8th, but it might not matter. Johnson might just be sitting today regardless. But Luke Kirkbride is at the plate, 1 for 2, 2 runs scored, 2 walks. And a 1-0 count. Holman's 1-0. Pitches a ball, 2-0. I think one thing that the Crusaders would very much like is to not see Jacob Hollingsworth this inning. Pitches a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hollingsworth, who has done the majority of the damage against the Crusaders today, he is currently in the hole. Pitch 3-1. Hollingsworth, perfect 3 for 3 today. The run scored, a walk, 4 RBIs, and a home run. 3-1 to Kirkbride. High ball 4. Well, that now puts Hollingsworth on deck. And that will bring up Balin Vaughn to the plate. 2 for 2 with a double. 2 runs scored. And a man on first with 1 out here at the top of the 8th inning. Game tied 6-6. First pitch is fouled away. The Crusaders, I'm sure, would love to be able to turn a double play here. The Cowboys, on the other hand, looking to get Hollingsworth up with multiple men on base, as that is hit to center, but Huff will be there for the catch. And well, there are now 2 away.
Now batting number 31, Jacob Hollingsworth.
And now, with 2 outs, I think you do have a strategic question here. Do you just walk Hollingsworth and pitch to Reed, who has been 0 for 3 today with a strikeout? Pitches a strike. He does also have a sacrifice fly, so he is essentially hit into 4 outs today. Or he's been out 4 times. One of them just happened to drive in a run. Or do you pitch to the very dangerous Hollingsworth, and it looks like they are electing to do just that. 1-1 the count. With 2 outs, I don't think this is necessarily a bad decision. If you get him out, then you're not going to have to see him again for a while. Also, I think would be foul ball, huge morale boost to finally get an out on Hollingsworth. And they are a strike away from being able to do that. I just know if I were the Crusaders, I wouldn't be too anxious to pitch to him. Pitches the ball, throw down to second, and out at second is Kirkbride, and that will end the top of the 8th inning. Well, in a way a little bit fortunate, but also maybe not, as they were a strike away from being able to deal with Hollingsworth, so they will have to see him again next inning. As that stolen base, in a way, may have actually, or the attempted steal and caught stealing may have, in a way, actually benefited the Cowboys, as Hollingsworth will get another full at-bat next inning. But I don't know, we'll see. Well, in the top of the 8th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We have played 7.5 here at Crusader Field. 6-6 is our score as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, and we also head to an SCAC scoreboard update. Well, Austin College in the bottom of the 7th inning, they are down 10-1 to Southeastern Oklahoma. Trinity now down 7-5 against East Texas Baptist on the road. In softball, TLU beat Concordia 10-0. Still nothing being reported for either game between Trinity and Mary Hardin-Baylor. 5-0 across the way between UD and LaRoche. And those are the currently ongoing games. Make sure you stay up to date for all the teams, for all the sports of the SCAC, and get all of your news, scores, schedules, and standings at scacsports.com. Pitch is a strike. And for you University of Dallas Crusader fans, you get all of your University of Dallas sports information and statistics at uDallasathletics.com. So that pitch is hit to first. Fielded there for the out by Bukowski, and there's one away. So Turner, who just grounded out, Davila and Curtis coming up this inning, the 5, 6, 7 batters. Davila, who is 0 for 2 today. And this looks like a new pitcher for the Cowboys, number 3. Pitch is a ball, 1-1. The 1-1. Breaking ball that got away, 2-1. As that is bunted, and that's going to be down for a base hit. As the third baseman, Hollingsworth, overran it. It got by Mitzelfelt, the new pitcher, number 3. And that left only Hollingsworth with a chance to get it. But having to try to make a play on the run, barehanded, just overran the ball, and Davila getting an infield bunt single out of it. So, Nate Curtis at the plate. Curtis 0 for 3 today. Takes a ball, 1 strike. So Mitzelfelt this year making his 4th appearance. Fouled away 1 and 2. So far this year, a 9.35 ERA, pitching 8 2/3 of an inning. 14 hits, 13 runs, 9 of them earned, fouled off. 9 walks and 9 strikeouts for Mitzelfelt. ahead in the count 1-2. Fernando Davila on first. And that's going to be in the dirt. That's going to get far enough away for Davila to go to second. So now the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Crusaders. In case anyone was wondering, Davila is 2 for 2 in stolen bases this year. Down and in, count now full. Now, I don't think that Davila is going to attempt to steal third, although I think Paxton Huff would definitely try to steal third. And that's going to be a pinch runner for Dallas. That's number 17, Luke Gill. Interesting decision made with a full count after Davila had already been on base for a while. And strike 3 looking, down goes Curtis, and there are 2 away. So I wonder if there's maybe something wrong with Davila. I don't know. Davila, who was on base for 5-6 pitches until just now, and then they bring in the pinch runner. Very strange decision. Just the timing of it is very strange. But anyway. So Tyler Darnell at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. That's a strike. 1-1. Darnell 0-for-1. As he, back in the 6th inning, popped out to right field. The 1-1 is in the dirt. Count 2-1. Coleman, the batter on deck, and then following that, the top of the order. A few looks over to second. The 2-1 pitch is high, 3-1. Whoever was warming up for Dallas has now sat down. 3-1, and it is high over the head of Darnell, ball 4. So not great control during this at-bat. For Mitzelfeld. That will bring up Pierce Coleman, who doubled to right his first time up. Remember that play that got by the dive of Leatherwood. Pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. 6-6-hour score. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2 on, 2 out for Dallas. The 0-1 is popped up, and this should end the inning, although the wind is playing with it a bit, and that's going to get down. That's going to score a run, and the wind definitely took a hold of that. And I think this is likely going to be scored a hit, as that was in the sort of dead zone behind third that the left fielder Vaughn was coming in for, and the shortstop Kirkbride was going out for. And yep, that's going to be scored a hit. A base hit and an RBI for Pierce Coleman as Dallas takes a 7-6 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, what a break for the Crusaders. as I thought that was going to end the inning, and it turns out to be a run and a lead now for Dallas as Laranjo flies out to center, and that will end the 8th. In the bottom of the 8th inning, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We have played 8 full here at Crusader Field. 7-6 Dallas with the lead as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Cowboys coming up right after this short pause in the action.
Now pitches to the Crusaders, number 36, Ryan Chaffin.
Pitcher for the Crusaders, number 36, Ryan Chaffin. Who is making his collegiate debut. Freshman right-hander from Spring Branch, Texas, as he will have to face the dangerous Jacob Hollingsworth to start the inning. Heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Cowboys. And if there's a section of the lineup you want coming up, well, it's this part of the order right here. That is fouled away over the first baseline. Of course, you could also argue that in your last time up, you would want the top of the order up. But I think anywhere from any section of 1 through 5, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, or 3, 4, 5, is a great part of the order to have up when you're down to your last chance. One and one the count. Pitch, fouled away 1-2. Give you a couple of the final lines for our pitchers in just a second. 1-2 pitch on the way. Low 2-2. Hollingsworth, who has not been retired during this game. 3 for 3 with a walk. Pitch. And they finally got him. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Hollingsworth, and there's 1 away. Well, for Caleb Smith, for the Cowboys, his final line, 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts, and he can neither lose nor win. And on the Crusader side, pitch is a ball in the dirt, 1-0. For Warren Rudman, an inning pitched, an inning pitched, no hits, no runs, a walk, and no strikeouts. And Caden Homan, the same, an inning pitched, no hits, no runs, a walk, and no strikeouts. And Homan is actually in line to win right now. And going back to that RBI from the last inning. Pitches a ball, 2-0, as this is Kyler Reed at the plate, who's 0 for 3 with a sacrifice fly, an RBI, and a strikeout. The 3-0 is ball 4. So a 1-out walk will bring up Jet Forrest to the plate, who is 1 for 4 with a run scored and 2 strikeouts. But the reason that was a hit was, A, it was a long run for both the left fielder Vaughn and the shortstop Kirkbride going after it. Pitches a ball, 1-0. Plus, with how this wind has been, the wind affecting the ball, you can't give an error to the elements, whether it's the sun, the dirt, the wind, whatever. And so it just made it a difficult play. Pitches a strike, 1-1. And what I did quite honestly think, the way it came off the bat and how high it got, I thought it was going to be a fairly easy pop fly, but the wind carried it, and it did just enough to make it a difficult enough play that Kirkbride and Vaughn were just not able to get there. Dunks in, base hit for Coleman and an RBI, and well, Dallas now ahead 7-6 here in the 9th inning. Oh, and that's it to left field. Going back at the wall, Coleman leaps, and over it goes! Round the diamond. A 2-run home run for Jet Forrest. A 2-run clutch shot over the left field wall, a sky-high shot over the left field wall. And the Cowboys take an 8-7 lead here in the top of the 9th. Oh, wow, and just like that, the Cowboys answer back the run scored in the 8th. And so Dallas now having to rebound here. Pitches a strike, 0-1 after surrendering that 2-run shot, and like I said, 2-run home runs have been the theme of the game. The 0-1 is hit the air to left. Coleman will make the catch for the out, and there are 2 away. Well, as we look to see what will be the bottom of the 9th, I said that any starting spot for 1 through 5, or really I guess if you're starting 1 through 3, going into your last chance, it will be the 2, 3, 4 batters coming up for Dallas, Huff, Amoroso, and Homan. As that is hit to right center, that will get down, that will be a base hit. So the batters that the Cowboys needed up to give themselves a chance here at the end, getting a man on and then a home run. They were able to make it happen in their half of the inning. Will the Crusaders be able to do the same in their half? Exciting down to the wire. This has been a pretty back and forth even game for the most part. Dallas did have a 4-run lead at one point, or a 3-run lead. It was 4-1 as Dallas just able to recover, as that will technically be a 4-6 fielder's choice, as it hit off of Darnell and picked up Amoroso to get the out at second to end the top of the 9th. And so in the top of the 9th inning, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors and a man left on base. We have played 8.5 innings here at Crusader Field. Last chance for Dallas coming up right after this short pause in the action. Pitcher for the Cowboys.
Nobody, number 9, Saxon Ho.
Number 7, Jaden Stevens. He's making his 4th appearance this year. 0-1 record, pitching 5 1/3 innings, allowing 9 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them are a walk and a strikeout. With a 6.75 ERA. And he'll have to face the 2-3-4 batters, Huff, Amoroso, and Homan. That is hit towards second. Fielded at second, throws to first in time for the out. Pazios to Bukowski, and there's one away. As I was saying in the top of the inning, Dallas did have the largest lead at the game at with a 3-run lead at 4-1. That is the biggest lead that either team has had, and I mean, 3 runs is certainly not an insurmountable lead, fouled off. Still a score that you're very much in the game. But it has been, really for all intents and purposes, quite even this afternoon, as that is popped up to left field, ranging over and making the catch in foul territory is Vaughn for the 2nd out of the inning. Well, in the top of the 1st, Hardin-Simmons picked up 1 run. Dallas answered with 2 in the bottom of the inning. They got 2 more in the bottom of the 3rd to take a 4-1 lead. Cowboys picked up 2 in the 5th. Dallas answered with 2 to make it 6-3. 3 by the Cowboys in the top of the 7th to tie it at 6. Dallas then got 1 in the bottom of the 8th to make it 7-1, and then 2 in the 9th for the Cowboys to make it 8-7. As that is popped up, that will stay in play, caught in foul territory right in front of the Crusaders dugout, and that will end the ball game. Well, a bit of a heartbreaking end here for the Crusaders, a game that they had been, while it was close, they had essentially been winning the entire time, and a clutch 2-run home run by Jet Forrest puts the Cowboys ahead to win the game. And so a tough loss for the Crusaders, but it is a game that has followed the trend of how the Crusaders have lost this season. Every single game that they've lost, the final runs scored came in the opponent's final inning, losing on a walk-off to Howard Payne back in February, then this last weekend. In the top of the 10th, Nebraska Wesleyan scoring 3 runs in the top of the 10th inning to win that game eventually 6-3, and now here, 2 runs in the top of the 9th to take an 8-7 lead and an 8-7 victory for the Cowboys. And so my point being that the Crusaders have been in every game that they've lost. It's always been close. It's always come down to the wire. And despite the losses, I would say that is good news for Dallas. You know, you have to be in games in order to win it. And if you're close late, well, you have very good chances to win. And they've had a handful of games go against them late, but they've also had games that they have come back late to win. So it is what it is, I guess, and once again, a tough loss for the Crusaders, but an exciting game nonetheless. Once again, coming all the way down to the wire. Well, for Hardin-Simmons, scoring 8 runs in the game, 7 hits, they had an error. Dallas, 7 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. Our, well, first, the final lines of the game. As Grant Mitzelfelt went an inning, allowing 2 hits, a run, an earned run, a walk, and a strikeout. And for Jaden Stevens, 1 inning pitched, no runs, no hits, no walks, and no strikeouts. And Ryan Chafin, his final line, 1 inning pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them are earned, a walk, and 1 strikeout. With the win, or I should say, the winning pitcher for Hardin-Simmons was Grant Mitzelfelt. Mitzelfelt improves his season record to 1-2. Jaden Simmons with the save gets his 2nd of this season. And the losing pitcher for Dallas, Ryan Chafin, he is now 0-1 on the year. With the win, the Cowboys are now 7-6, and on the road they are 6-2. For the Crusaders, they are now 12-3 this year, 7-2 at home, with their first loss of the season at Crusader Field here today. And finally, our power performance of the game. Well, today it's going to be Jacob Hollingsworth for Hardin-Simmons, going 3 for 4 with a run scored, 4 RBIs, a walk, a strikeout, and a 2-run home run. So congratulations to Jacob Hollingsworth, today's power performer of the game. And so that will be it from here, as the Crusaders, they're supposed to have a series this weekend against Centenary, Saturday and Sunday, March 16th and 17th, games at 12 and 3 Saturday and 1 on Sunday, but I'm very skeptical that that schedule is going to be the schedule for this weekend, with the weather forecast being what it is. But we'll see. We'll see as we get closer to everything this weekend. One final SCAC scoreboard update, as top of the 9th inning, Austin College still down 10-1 to Southeastern Oklahoma. Trinity losing to East Texas Baptist 7-5. In softball, Top of the second inning, 0-0, TLU and Concordia. And in the bottom of the fourth, it's 7-5 LaRoche across the way here at Crusader at UD. And so that is your final SCAC scoreboard update of the game. Reminder once again to stay current for all the teams, for all the schools of the SCAC. Get all of your news, score schedules, and standings at scacsports.com. And for you Crusader fans, make sure you stay up to date for everything U Dallas, and you can get all of your University of Dallas sports information and statistics at udallasathletics.com. Thank you once again to all of our UD sponsors, everyone who supports the University of Dallas baseball program. Thank you ever so much. And that will do it here from Crusader Field, as it has actually brightened up quite a bit here. The overcast clouds have gone, and it's now partly cloudy, but a lot of sunlight coming through now. 8-7, once again, our final score. Hardin-Simmons winning in dramatic fashion over the University of Dallas. A tough loss for the Crusaders, as they have lost multiple games in a row for the first time this season. 2 straight losses. And that will do it from here. I'm Kevin McGurk. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, and we hope to see you this Saturday against Centenary, weather permitting. Have a good rest of your day.